This question is just asking, really, it's a vocab type of question. We have some formulas in the left column and we have some names in the right column. This is not something you have to remember, but it's good to see them because we will talk about a lot of them throughout this class, and it's just handy to reference, although we've seen some of them already. So y equals x squared, this is a quadratic function. Quadratic because we have x to the second power in the numerator. Once again, you may have heard of some of these, you may not have, you don't need to memorize them, but it's good to know some of them by name. And especially when you're doing this problem on the homework, you know, it'll let you answer E for all of them, and you know, you don't want to actually want to do that. So I just like to make a little mark or write down on my paper that I use a certain one. Right, the second one, y equals 1 over x squared. Well, when you have x in the denominator, it's the reciprocal because it's like flipping, but the squared part means it's reciprocal squared. So that's going to be choice A, you know, just the way this one's written. The third one, we have radical of x with a 3 on it. The 3 means we want to do the cube root. Right. The way you can think about cube is cubes have our 3 dimensions, so that's where the 3 comes from, and the root because of the radical. Y equals x is called linear. That's because basically it's because the power on x is 1. It's kind of the most plain one in some sense. The next one, y equals radical of x, when there's no number there, it's the square root. That is D. And the next one has these vertical bars, which I know we've referenced in this class already, but that is the absolute value bar. So this is the absolute value function. And the next one here, 1 over x, we already talked about when x is the denominator, it's the reciprocal. And since there's no power on x, it is just the reciprocal. And by process of elimination, the last one is cubic x cubed, kind of in the name. Since there's not a root, it's cubic and not cube root. But once again, you don't have to memorize these. But especially when we go through this class, you'll see quadratic, linear, square root, absolute value quite a bit.